welcome to the 18th episode of a skirt pattern making series. Today we are creating a gathered skirt, a silhouette where fullness is created by drawing extra fabric into the waist. It has a soft, voluminous, elegant feel, and depending on the fabric it can look casual or dressy. Gathered skirts are one of the simplest patterns you can make because the skirt body is basically a rectangle. In fact, the pattern stays very close to a rectangle, just like you see in the Bunka diagram. We only change the side seam, waist and hemline to create a better balance. This makes the skirt extremely easy to draft. You can even draw the pattern on the fabric directly, and it is perfect for border prints, stripes or any directional motif because the silhouette remains clean and the hem stays visually straight. I've intentionally chosen a border print fabric to show you how this pattern works well with border print fabrics. Now let's start making pattern for this skirt, and first we'll make the body of a skirt, which is the big rectangle. For determining the width of the rectangle, you should consider 2 points: how much the width of the fabric is and how much fullness and gathering you want for your skirt. The width of your fabric will limit you because you cannot make the width of your pattern wider than your fabric width, and if you want to use the full width of your fabric, width of the rectangle will be calculated by dividing the width of fabric by 2 minus 3 cm for seam allowance, like the Bunka diagram. However, you might not want to use the full width of the fabric. In this case, you need to pay attention to the fabric quality and how much gatherings you want for your skirt. Light fabrics like chiffon can handle a lot of volume, but heavier fabrics need less to avoid the bulk. In the Bunka diagrams, you can see how the gathering percentage can change based on the fabric weight. For example, for medium weight wools or heavyweight cottons, you can use 70% of your waist measurement for gathering volume. And for lightweight wools or normal cottons, you can use same amount of your waist measurement, which is 100%, of course. And you can see the examples of fabrics in the diagram. When you go to lightweight cotton, you can use 1.5 times the waist measurement, which is 150%, and the most gatherings you can have is for lightweight fabrics like georgette and chiffon, and in this case you can have twice the waist of measurement for your gatherings. For this tutorial, I have chosen a heavy 100% cotton fabric, so I am using 70% of my waist measurement for gatherings volume. For the width of the rectangle, I choose 45 cm, and again this depends on your style. 45 cm will be a quarter of your hem measurement, so multiplied by 4, it gives you 180 cm for the full hem circumference. So my width will be 45 cm and the height will be the length of your skirt, which is again based on your design will be different. You can choose any amount. I'm choosing 77 centimeters. Now to determine the waist measurement, you can take it from your avatar and give 1.5 centimeter for the ease. Based on Bunka diagram, you can give 1 to 2 centimeter. I have chosen 1.5. Then divide it by 4, which will give you the amount 19.74. This amount is shown in the diagram by the circle symbol with a slant line on it. First thing we do, we split this amount on upper edge of our rectangle. And now we can calculate the amount of gathering, which we have chosen 70%. Just multiply this amount by 0.7, which will give you 13.8. We also split this amount on upper edge of our waist. And the next step is to draw an internal line from this point to lower point of our rectangle, like you see in the video. Next step is to draw the hip line. As we mentioned in previous video, calculating the hip depth is by subtracting the hip height from the waist height. And as you see in the video, I am measuring the waist height and hip height by CLO measuring tools, the ones that measure from the floor. And once I subtract those amount from each other, I get the 20.5 from my calculation. I draw an internal line by offsetting the upper edge of the rectangle by 20.59. This is my hip line. I just add points to intersection. Then I extend the side seam by 1.5 cm at top. Now I can draw the waistline by making a curve and hip line. For drawing the hip line, again the curved one, we can split the hip depth, the same amount we calculated, 20.59, on the side seam from the top. That gives us the black circle amount, which is the same amount we have to go up from the hem at side seam. So we go up at side seam at hem, and then we divide the hemline to 4 equal parts and draw an internal line from hemline to the side seam according to the video. This is to know where our side seam should meet the horizontal line. Now I can draw the waistline. First I draw a straight line from side seam upper edge to center front. Then I make a curve with the edit curvature tool. So our pattern for the body of a skirt is ready. We can trace it with trace tool and bring it out. I just clean up the pattern and make the hemline smooth with a smooth curvature tool. Make sure all the angles at center front are 90 degrees at top and bottom. Now we can draw the waistband. As you see, we need the quarter of waist measurement for creating the waistband as well. If you remember, we had calculated this amount before, which was 19.74. As you see in Bunka diagram, it is a symmetrical piece, and right side seam is on the folded edge of the fabric. But for the easier process, I'm just creating 2 pieces of waistband, and then I can join them together. So first I draw a small rectangle with the width of 19.74 and the height of 5 cm. 5 cm again is based on your design. You can have your waistband height as much as you want. Then I right click on the edge of the rectangle and make a symmetrical piece, and I name this piece is front waistband and name the center line CF. Then I copy this for my back waistband, and our waistbands are ready. Later we can join them together on right side seam. Now I right click on the center front line of my front panel and create a symmetrical piece. This is my front skirt. Before I copy this for my back, I try to smooth my hemline one more time. Okay, now I can copy this and name it a back pattern. Now we can start sewing the pattern. I bring the 3D window and our avatar. I start sewing the waistband first. Put the front waistband at right position by turning on the avatar arrangement points. Sew the ends of the waistband together, and then make sure upper edge of your waistband have the elastic on with 100% ratio. Change the particle distance of your waistband to 5, and also add the bonding to your waistband. Now you can join the right side seam of your waistband together and just put a notch where your patterns are joined together and name it right side seam, so that you know which side is right and which side is left. Now we can sew the skirt bodies to the waistband. I start with the front. First I had frozen it, I unfreeze it, and then I bring it into the right position. Sewing gathered skirt is very easy. You just use your free sewing tool and sew the waist to the upper edge of your waistband and press simulate. When you press simulate, you see gatherings are already created, but they are not in a very nice order. You can improve the appearance of gathering by adding the elastic and shirring. But first I attach my back panel to the waistband in the same manner, and then I can adjust my gatherings and shirrings. So after sewing the waistband, we can sew the side seams together, and our sewing is done. Now let's look at the gatherings. We can open the property editor and with edit pattern tool click on your waistline on the skirt, not the waistband. When you do that, on the property editor column, go to the elastic part. You can find it in the property editor, and in the segment length just put the 19.74, which was the width of your waistband. This will automatically give you the ratio of elastic. And then also check the shirring, turn it on, and for the intervals of shirring, I have chosen 1 cm, which means how much distance I want between each of my small pleats of gatherings, and for the height, it gives you how long this small pleats or gathering will be, which I have chosen 8 centimeters. To improve furthermore the appearance of gatherings, you can reduce the particle distance of your skirt, which I have done, and reduce it to 10. Okay, we do the same process for the back. Turn the elastic on in property editor and choose the segment length. Turn on the shirring and choose 1 cm for intervals and 8 for height of your shirrings. You can play with this measurement to achieve a better appearance for your gatherings. Okay, now I'm applying the actual fabric, which, as I mentioned, is a 100% cotton twill. And you see the drape of fabric is nice. I can also have a double layer for my waistband by right clicking and choosing layer clone under. I'm just reviewing the fit to ensure my skirt is balanced and everything is in correct position. Now if you want to add a print to the bottom of your skirt, you can have an image with clear background. Bring it to object browser in the print section and just drag it to your pattern. Then right click, press tile and choose the X axis to have it on the horizontal direction of your fabric. You can also copy it to the back and make sure it's in the correct position. Okay, our skirt is finished. You can wear it with a matching top. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and I want you to know that this pattern is very versatile. You can create many pretty skirts with this pattern. I even created another one with a different print to show you that this pattern can create very pretty and beautiful skirts. Thank you for watching this tutorial and see you next Saturday.